Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome again to the SOLIDWORKS VBA stream. A little bit of feedback about last week. I think we had planned to write a SOLIDWORKS add-in that can automatically set the column set in SOLIDWORKS PDM. But after further research, we found out that the API calls that help set the column set in SOLIDWORKS PDM are actually only available on SOLIDWORKS PDM 2024. Now, that in and of itself is not an issue. The actual issue is that I've actually have not upgraded my PDM. I'm still running 2023, and the API call that allows us to be able to set the column set in PDM has only been introduced in 2024. So if I look up the SOLIDWORKS PDM API release notes, and I'll change this drop down to 2024, and then select SOLIDWORKS PDM API 2024, you will see that we have a new structure called EDM column set. So this is the structure that represents the column set by ID and number. And there's a bunch of other new methods here. There's actually a new interface for the EDM batch change, which I'm kind of curious to see what this does. This extends EDM batch change state 5 by allowing another user to transition file. That's awesome. I think this could very well be an interesting add to an add-in that we've already written that allows other users to be able to transition files. It's called transition as admin. Transition as admin PDM. Does that even show up here? No. Transition as admin. Low byte. So if I go up here, and then there it is, transition as admin. This one allows you to be able to transition a file on another user's computer by simply just providing a username and a password. So maybe our EDM batch change state 6 could allow for us to be able to extend it so we can do multiple files. I see the members here. Run as user, and then I'm assuming that, okay, this is cool. This is lit. IEDM batch change state 6. Just use this thing to transition multiple files in PDM as another user, and it only requires that you specify the handle of the window and the username and password. Great addition to the SOLIDWORKS API. Great addition to the SOLIDWORKS PDM API. All right, let's just go back to the release notes here. So they did add that. Set column ID. Set column set ID. Close out of there. So this one allows you to change, not this page. This sets the specified column set ID in the user registry. So it simply sets the ID of the column set. And then get current column set, get column sets, clear logs, Active Directory run sync. Oh, this could be interesting. Synchronizes the user's archive service with the Active Directory archive name. But I think they also failed to mention that they actually added a new EDM command type. If I go up here and type in EDM CMD type, which is an enum, that specifies the type of event that gets triggered and is used to notify your add-in. So if I search down here for one called browse, there it is. Not post browse folder. Oh, there it is. Post browse folder. Yeah, post browse folder. 60. So if I switch over to 2023, for example, and I type in 60, I can't find any values here because post browse folder actually is introduced in 2024, not 2023. I go up to 2024. Post browse folder is the enum that will be used for when the user browses a new folder. So long story short, we'll not be able to write this add-in until we actually upgrade to SOLIDWORKS PDM 2024, which I already have. I'm on subscription, so I can make that change. I'm not sure yet because I might as well just upgrade to PDM 2025, which was released. So this kind of makes me want to see what are the release notes for SOLIDWORKS PDM 2025. Right, so let's go back to the SOLIDWORKS BDM API release notes. Let's see what's new in 2025. 2025. In SOLIDWORKS BDM 2025, they have introduced just two new interfaces. First one is the B1 Manager 4 and the EDM History 4. Let's see what they added to the file history. This interface extends IEDM History 3 by providing the ability to show a file's history using the same history dialog that is employed in the user interface, a folder's history using the same history dialog that is employed in the user interface. To access this interface, call IEDM Vault 5 kill utility. It is awesome. So PDM shell does actually use the IEDM file history to list the file history of the file that you are in the current directory of. Let me show you how that's done. So I think I am actually browsed to the fidget spinner folder. I'm just going to clear my window here, and maybe I need to resize my shell a little bit so that this renders nice on screen. All right, let me check this real quick. Okay, oh yeah. Oh yeah, this looks nice. This looks very nice. Okay. So there is a command called history. We'll double check the commands. Oh, PDM shell crashed. All right, we'll figure that out here in a minute. So there's a command called history that prints the file history. So maybe we should upgrade the PDM shell to use the IEDM history 4. All right, Visual Studio is open. Let's go and PDM CLI. PDM CLI? No. All right, I'll have to open the folder here. I'll do that on my other window. Okay. And then I'm going to run this. All right. All right, so that's PDM shell. Is being loaded right now in debug mode with Visual Studio. I am going to bring it all the way up here. And what I wanted to do initially is to type the help command. And then look for the command called history because this command prints the file's history. Right. In PDM shell, if you want to search for a particular text in the console, just press Control F and then type in whatever you are looking for, and it will be highlighted in the console. So right now it's being highlighted as the keyword history. Okay. Now, I need to browse to the directory where I have an example file. If anybody hears an echo, please let me know. So I could do cd my API folder where I put all of my API files for testing. Sandbox is where I do all of my testing as well. So API/sandbox. And then fidget spinner is just an example that I downloaded online. So I'm just going to clear my window here and then just increase the font. And then I know there's another folder called fidget spinner under fidget spinner. Why I'm doing that? Well, the reason why is because in this particular folder, that's called fidget spinner under my sandbox, I want to keep an old copy of the fidget spinner archive, so just in case I need to go back to the old version. I'll just clear my command prompt one more time, and then I'll just cd to the fidget spinner. I'll do dir just to see what's in this folder. And it takes a second because there's a number of files in here. I got about 11 files and no subfolders. Everything's checked in, everything's looking good. To print the history of any file, the only thing that you need to do is to type in history and then space and then file path, and you simply have to specify the name of the file in the current directory that you are working in. So for example, I'll take the assembly, press enter. And this is going to give me all of the file history, breaking it down by type of operation. Like for example, first time the file was added to the vault, you got file version here, version 1, and then I did a state change. And there's some additional changes that I added into the file, and every time I did that, I incremented the version. Right, so going back here, this is IEDM history 3 does extend, or is extended by EDM history 4. Again, this is SolidWorks PDM 2025. We're just looking at the release notes here. And there's some additional changes. All right, okay. Oh, by the way, there's a new method called getThumbnail3 that was introduced in 2023. Retrieves a file thumbnail handle, obsolete, makes IEDM file. Okay, let's take a look at that. Gets the file thumbnail handle. What does it return? Thumbnail handle. Okay. An IEDM BOM manager 4. So new interface that's added to 2025. Scroll all the way down here. So this extends the previous version of the IEDM BOM manager by providing the ability to get the computed BOM's default view setting as specified in the Kinesio admin tool. Does anybody know what BOM's default view settings? BOM default view settings. Specified in the... Well, let's fire up the admin tool and find that out. All right, so I've got my admin tool opened on my other screen. I'm just going to drag it here. And then I'll go to my bills of material. I've only got one interesting bill of material. Get the computer's default view settings. Let's take a look at the code here. Get columns. I mean, these are the settings, right? Oh yeah, there's even get tree level. Look at that. Get tree level. That's the position of the BOM row in the computed BOM. Anyway, this could be useful. 2025. Some awesome changes to 2024. Actually, this is a good reason to upgrade and be stuck at 2024 for 2025. I don't think there's any specific reason to upgrade to 2025 unless you want something specifically affecting your ability to get the file history with PDM. But I think these are good enough changes or additions to the API to upgrade to 2024. So at least we could write that added. Sweet. Let me go to my sheets. I'm just looking at some ideas that I wrote in a Google spreadsheet to see which ones would be interesting to do today. Yeah, if you're just coming into the chat, we're just streaming some SOLIDWORKS PDM programming. Feel free to say hello in the chat on YouTube or on Twitch. Still trying to. So I have a note here that I wanted to review the changes that were introduced in SolidWorks PDM PDM 2024, which we already have looked at. All right, maybe we can just play around with the SolidWorks PDM shell. And to kind of demo the commands, right? So I want to kind of minimize everything here. I don't need this. I'll also minimize this. And maybe increase the font size a little bit so that it's more visible. And try to cover as many commands as I can with PDM shell. One of the most interesting commands that I think everybody should start with is simply the help command. So when you type in help and you press enter, you get a list of all the commands that are supported in that version of PDM shell, as well as a little explanation how to, a little explanation about the command and what it does. Furthermore, there is a parameter that you could use, which will take you. It used to print an example of the command in the console, but now it actually takes you to a different page in the web. So let's say that I don't know how to check out a file in PDM shell and I need some help. To get the command help, all I need to do is type in the actual command help and then dash. As soon as I type in dash, I get the parameters list of my command. And for the help command, the parameter is actually called command because we were seeking help about a particular command, right? So in here, I want to say that I want to get more information about how to use the checkout command. And I'll press enter. It's actually going to navigate to a page online. I'm going to bring that page out so you guys can see it. And this is what we're working on right now, is to make all of the PDM shell documentation online. It's really so it's readily available for everybody to use. And this page here is going to have description, syntax, parameters, examples, so on and so forth. So every single command that you see listed here in the console will be expanded on in this page. And the page is really easy to navigate. It's pdmshell.bluebyte.biz. Right. So the cd command initially is the one command you will be working with the most. Because when you're in PDM, you're navigating folders. Same thing from this perspective of the shell is that you need to change folders to get to whatever files you want to work at. The way to do that is to use the cd command. The cd simply stands for change directory. To kind of view the command's parameters, just type in dash. In here, you've got two parameters. One is called directory, and you have the ability to provide the relative path or the absolute path. And the absolute path, simply, it starts with the vault root folder. So in my case, that would be like c/pdm/ bluebyte / whatever relative path from that point forward, right? And then clipboard copies the current directory to the clipboard after changing directory. So to keep things very simple here, I'm just gonna use the directory command and say that I want to navigate to. Actually, there is no subdirectory in this folder. Well, that's fine. I'm just gonna clear my immediate window here and then do dir just to show that there is no there are no subdirectories. So I'll go up one level and I'll clear my immediate window. Now, if I type in cd, I'm automatically in -directory, -d directory. I can see the autocomplete drop down here where I'm provided with a list of subdirectory in my current directory that I am working in. Let's say that I want to navigate to the logs directory. So I'll do cd -directory and then logs. And then press enter, and then the PDM shell will navigate to that. If you want to see what active directory you're in, you just hover over the text that is on the left side of the console entry area where you put your text, and you hover over it, and it will show you exactly the relative path of your active directory. You want to go up one level, you type in cd and then ... and that'll take you up one level, and then you can go all the way up to the root folder of the vault. If you want us to navigate back to the directory that we were in, I can just type in cd -directory and I can copy this path right here. Copy, paste that. And that does not work. Well, there's a reason for it. It's because my relative path does contain a space. So in order for this to work, I need to make sure that if my relative path or absolute path, or the value that we're going to put into the directory parameter, if it has a space, that it needs to be wrapped in double quotes. Now, if I press enter now, I can see that the command has been executed successfully. One last thing about the cd command here is that you actually don't have to write in the directory parameter because it's the default one. So what I mean by default parameters is that every command has a default parameter that allows you to skip that dash and then parameter name. In our case, for example, cd -directory. cd -directory does allow me to navigate to either here or the log or the fidget spinner. However, I can simply drop that cd, I can drop the -directory or dash command for the default one, and then I'd automatically get the values or the suggested values for that parameter. So for each command, there is a default parameter. For the cd one, it's the directory. So if I type in cd and then dash, I'll get my list of parameters. I have a directory and a clipboard cd. The default one is directory. All right, that makes sense. I'm going to type in my help command one more time just to see what commands I have. And then I am going to take a look at the checking command. So this checking command simply does check, simply checks the specified file or files using a search operation. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to clear my immediate window and I'm going to type in dir. And in order for us to use the checking command, you got to make sure that your files are actually checked out. Now, in my case here, there aren't any checked out files. Everything is checked in. But nevertheless, that's not going to stop us from using the checking command. So check in and then dash. The default parameter for the check-in command is the file path. So if I do check-in dash file path, I get a list of files that are in the current directory. Let's say that I want to check in the fidget spinner assembly and press enter. I'm probably going to get an error saying that, hey, something went wrong. The file isn't checked out by you, which is required by this operation. This is the error. This is the PDM error that you would get if you try to check in a checked in file. And it says here, if you need help, type in help dash check in and hit enter to get some more help, which if I do, I'm actually going to be taken to the web page about the checking command, which currently is under construction. So with the check-in, you have the file path parameter. You also have what you would normally expect from the check-in process is the ability to specify a comment. You can also use batch, which will switch the command to use the I think the IEDM batch lock, which is the interface that allows you to check multiple files to the vault at the same time. Batch unlock, yeah. And then these check-in options are also useful if you want to check your files in a particular way. By default, is going to take simple. So simple will check in the file using the default behavior, and there's a bunch of others. You can combine these using a plus. So let's go ahead and go to the checkout command. So I'm going to do checkout and specify the file path parameter. I want to check out this part ending in 52. It is currently executing. Okay, command completed execution. So the file is checked out. So 52 is checked out. Let's go and I'll do check in. File path, I'm going to specify the obvious file name. I want to do check-in options. I want to do simple plus. I want to remove the local copy. Or I can just click on remove local copy, right? So this file has been checked in. It says successfully. How do I check if there is a local copy or not? That is something that does not exist in PDM shell yet, but it might be super useful. If I actually added a column onto the dir command, the directory command, so that we're able to see alongside the check-in state, the latest version, as well as the latest revision. Another column here for the locally cached version, right? That will be useful. So there's no way to check in PDM CLI right now if there's a local copy. Maybe with the name command. think print file path as 52. If I print that, this command does not give us that information. So the only way to find out is to actually look at the file in File Explorer, which is something that we do not want to do because that's what we're trying to replace with File Explorer with PDM shell. So yeah, this worked. File ended in 52. As you can see here, there is no local copy. I'm gonna remove these local files. So these files right here they're called temporary files because they start with this tilde, right? And this is what you'll see in File Explorer. However, in PDM shell, you're only going to see actual PDM stuff, PDM files that are on the server. So you'll see this, which is pretty much everything that's in here, minus the local stuff. I don't have any files here open in my SolidWorks. That means I can go back here and simply just select these files and delete them. Yeah, I want to add them to recycle bin. Just get rid of them. Sweet. Alright, so we'll probably end up adding a column here to the dir command that is going to show the maybe something like the version number to tell us what version we're on, or maybe just extend this so that we're able to see if there's actually a local copy. The version tab, right? That's what we're after. And we'll do the same thing as well for the print command, because the print command here is doing something pretty awesome. So it's telling us everything that we could want to know about the document, starting with the the ID, the folder ID, the name, the folder path, if it's checked out or not, the current state it's in, the version, and as well as the transitions that we could leverage to push this file in our workflow. Okay. If I type in here help again, see the next command is the CLS command. Ooh, CLS command needs to be changed here. So the CLS command simply clears the console. So we've got a bunch of text on my console, and I can type in here CLS, and that just clears my console. So I'm just going to type help again. dir command is the command that lists the content of the current directory. And if I type in dir, I got a bunch of parameters here. I can sort by a column name. For example, I'll do name, and this is going to list out all of my files in my folder, but it will list them with the name column. Right. Another parameter is the columns parameter. This allows me to be able to add additional columns into the output of the dir command. I can do something like description, for example, and if I want to add multiple columns, then all I need to do is put a comma and then add the columns that I want to show in the output. So if I do this, it will take a second. However, it will add the description and number column to the output. Nice. Now, dir dash CSV, this is going to allow me to take the output of the dir command, put it in a CSV file, and check that file into my vault. So what we'll do here is, let's just utilize the previous command that we executed. So all I need to do to go in the history of my commands is to press the up arrow key, and this will bring the most recent command. And then I'll add CSV to it and say fidget spinner direct dir, right? I'll press enter. All right, let's see if it did do that. It add the CSV file. And it did add the CSV file. I could see that there's 12 files. So fidget spinner.directory. I'll go back to my file explorer and just refresh here. Yes, I can see what's going on. I'm going to delete this file and go back to my dir command. I think I missed the extension, so let's go back here and just type in CSV. Right, so if I do dir and then dash refresh, simply forces the content of the folder to refresh, so that we'll see any new files added. The 12 checked in by admin. I'm gonna type in start. This is another command that allows you to open a file. And just nope, that's not the file I wanted to open. Nope, cancel. So start. This is the CSV file. Fidget spinner, great spelling. So you'll see this is the output. And bring that here. Pretty awesome, eh? All right, I'm not gonna save this. I should probably add a delete command so that I don't have to go into File Explorer right here and delete my commands or delete my files. And I should be able to do that. Actually, that's a very useful command to add. Yeah, I'm gonna add that. We'll add the delete command. So in the parameters list, we've got sort, columns, CSV, refresh. I think we've covered everything, so I can type in again CLS just to clear my immediate window. And then I can type in help and go into the next command here. CLS dir dump all the session text into a log file. So simply it's going to take everything that is outputted in this session right here and put it into a text file. So dump let's see, text file.txt. Did it do that? Dump file path, the session.text. I want to do a refresh here. Nice. So it actually added a file called session.txt. And it has everything that we have in our session. Kind of cool to keep if you wanted to save everything that you have in your current session. So I'm just gonna do CLS. And then I want to do, if I do dump one more time, and I type in session.text, what do I get? This is a command that I developed back in 2020, so I'm kind of rusty on the implementation. So dump. And then I'll do session.txt, start and enter. Yeah, so it will simply print whatever you have in the output to a text file. All right. I am desperately in need of the delete command, because I despise having to do this. It's so annoying. Click OK, confirm. All right. Help. And then after the dump command, what do we got? Edit var shows the variable editor manager. If I type in here edit vars, it launches the edit variable manager, which is awesome. Love this. Very useful command. The alternative to this, using the manual approach, will involve you having to go to the admin tool and then log it in. Don't forget that if you don't have it already open and logged in. And then finding the variables here, right clicking and then clicking on open. Right. Kind of annoying. Frog Leap. So this is going to Frog Leap an old version as the newest one, while maintaining history, right? So if I wanted to Frog Leap a particular version, all I need to do is specify the file path. So let's say that I want to work with 52. I don't know what versions 52 has. So a good way to know more about the file is to use the history command to know what versions, what's the history of that file. So history dash file path, and then I'll just put in the file name. So we have got 5 versions. So I can decide that I want version 2 to be kind of prompted to the top here as version 6. So we'll do a frog leap. File path, I'll do 52, and then dash old version, we'll do 2. Oh, nice. We do have a exception here because this command, what the heck? There's an exception. All right. Where do we launch this? All right. That was an exception. If you don't know, there is actually an entire YouTube video on how to write an add-in that will perform this frog leap command. It's publicly available on the Bluebot YouTube channel. If I can find it, I'll bring it here to the forefront. So the ultimate time saver, roll forward old files in SOLIDWORKS PDM with this add-in. So I'll bring this here. And this is pretty much taking you guys through the process of writing an add-in that will do the frog leap. So show you how to do that with PDM SDK. It also takes you to this directory, or not directory, it actually has the CEX file. Oh, well, that's pretty cool. So I'll take you to this page right here, which has the actual source code as well as the CEX file. Roll forward. This is awesome. Yeah, so if you want to follow along, you can. Just go into the BlueBot YouTube channel and then find the roll forward. I think I called it roll forward. If you want, you can follow the video, or you can jump directly to the description of the video where you can actually download the CEX file. I wrote this back in February. I would highly suggest that to kind of clone the source code, but also like upgrade to the latest version of PDM SDK, which is the framework that is used to write this add-in, and then I think use version 81. Use version 81, because this particular version here might have some references issues, some assembly resolution issue. It might be a good idea to actually update this this code to use the latest version of PDM SDK. Actually, let's just create an issue here. New issue. Update add-in to use PDM SDK. I think 81. If I search on Google, I'll be able to find 81. PDM SDK. Let's do. Okay. Yeah. This is the old one. Yeah, this is the old one. I've replaced it with yeah, the latest version is 80. Yeah, to use this one. All right, so let's just go back here. If anybody wants to create a pull request, clone this repo, do a pull request, then more than happy to merge. So this needs to be 80. Use the latest version. Anyway, going back to PDM CLI, I need to navigate down to my fidget spinner folder. So I'll do CD API CD. Let's just make sure that everything here is looking good in terms of font size as well as the size of the window. So we'll do CD API, CD sandbox, CD fidget spinner, and then CD fidget spinner one more time. And then frog leap. I want to frog leap the file ending in 52. The old version has set 2. Now we've removed that throw new not implemented exception and press enter. We'll see what kind of stuff happened here. That was very fast. It feels like nothing actually happened, but we'll check the history of the file. History. File path 52. Do we see 6? Do we see 6? No, I don't see 6 here. No. And that explains why I had a throw not implemented exception, because I don't think I've added the code for this frog leap function. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my frog leap you know, roll forward add in here, and then I'm just gonna copy some of the source code and put it into the frog leap command. So the frog leap command is actually not implemented. Okay. All right, I'll CLS here and go back to help. Right after frog leap, I've got another command here called get downloads a version of the specified document to the local cache. So let's do a get on the file ending in 52. And then I need to specify the version. I want to do version 2. It's doing some stuff. And it says that version 2 has been cached. If I go to File Explorer and refresh, yeah, look at that. 52 here is cached. This goes to prove why we need this version column badly in the dir command, because I had to go back to File Explorer to be able to see that the file is locally cached. Not that I needed to do that. I didn't really have to. But I think a version column here in the dir command would be very useful. We can see what's locally cached. We can see if there's a local copy or not. And we can see the version. So maybe just extend the latest. Yeah, I'll just extend the latest version tab here or column here and just add this information. Yeah, that's better. Nice. So the get command is going to allow us to download a particular version of a file into our local cache. So it has a bunch of parameters. The parameters are the file path, obviously, right? Because we need to know which file we are working with. The version that we want to cache. And if I want to search, right? So if I want to, let's do this. This is going to be super awesome. Let's say that I want to locally cache the second version of every single file that's in this directory. If I do get search, and then I'll put in here the percentage sign, which is the wildcard in PDM search, and I press enter. It says here something went wrong. You need to specify a variable name. Something went wrong. You need to specify a... Oh yeah, I need to specify the version, right? So I have to fix this error as well. So get search $, and then the version that I want to locally cache. So this is going to get the second version of every single file in my current active directory. Hopefully this works. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Everything is being locally cached to version 2. Nice. If I do a refresh here, can I refresh? Ooh. 43. I think that was cached too. Refresh. Oh yeah, everything to the second one. I'll do 3, for example. Refresh. Nice. Nice. Sweet. Sweet. Let's say that I want to be more write something that's more sophisticated here. I'm gonna only cache the second version of part documents, right? So what I'll do is I'll do get search $.sldprt version. I want to cache the first version, just the first version of all of my parts. Let's see what we get with that. Okay, just parts, nothing else. Keep chugging. Nice. If I refresh my File Explorer here, my assemblies are intact, but everything else that's a part has been cached to version 1. This begs the question that can't we just have a command that clears the cache of a folder. I think we need that. I think we did a delete command and another command that will clear the cache of the current active directory or the current directory. I'm not sure if any of you guys agree. Does anybody else agree? If you guys are watching this on YouTube, just type something in the chat. I think a delete clear cache or clear active directory cache. Also clear a version column that shows the locally cached version as well as if there's a local copy in the dir command, and a delete command to actually delete the file. Does anyone agree? The 5 people that are watching right now. Yeah. I think these are awesome commands. We're gonna add those. Actually, I'm gonna create the tickets for those commands right now on our GitHub. All right, let's go to PDM shell. All right, this is PDM shell. I'm gonna create my tickets here. New commands. So delete command that deletes a file from PDM. Clear local cache for a folder in PDM. Oh, this is awesome. Maybe with add recursive as an option. And maybe the last one is add a version column to the output of the dir command, and then fix some help strings in the output of the directory and the output of the help command. Fix error when user does not provide a version in the get command. Currently, the error says that the user did not provide a variable name, which I know why that is, because I just copied stuff from the set var command onto the get command. Yeah, this is awesome. I'm just gonna save this, submit a new issue. All right, I'm gonna wrap things up here. Hopefully by this time next week, I would have upgraded to PDM 2024, so we can actually write that column set add-in. Yeah, So look forward to that next week. Thank you all for the folks that have been on our stream. Really appreciate your presence. And yeah, have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. There might be a chance that we could do some streaming during the week, but until then, stay safe, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.